Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Johnny, and today we're going to discuss all the Pokemon that have been confirmed for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is the ones that we basically saw throughout the trailers or information that was out there for that Pokemon Sword and Shield was revealed. So, Pokemons that we saw within the trailer that already exist. So what I'm talking about in this video is basically, you know how they announced that only Pokemon that will be returning to Pokemon Sword and Shield will be the ones that are included in the Galar Pokedex, which has actually caused a big uproar in the Pokemon community because many people are saying that they aren't going to be able to transfer every single Pokemon that they wanted to from the previous generation games, which is very understandable because many people are going to be missing out on their previous Pokemon that they breeded and made shinies of in the past. So we're going to be talking about that topic, but first of all, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Pokemon that we actually seen confirmed. So as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of Generation 1 that has been confirmed. The starters of Charmander, Charmeleon. As you guys can see, this whole chart right here, I know it's kind of bad quality, but basically this is what all been confirmed. And if you're looking at all the green area, those are the Pokemon that have been confirmed for the game that are actually revealed in the trailers. And if there's more, we'll probably update this list as well. As you guys can see, all of these Pokemon in green have been seen whether in the trailer of the games or in pictures that they have revealed information. So you can understand the frustration why people are like kind of afraid that they're not going to bring a lot of Pokemon back, because this is literally not even half of the whole Pokemon Pokedex current to the 7th generation. It's not even half of them are all confirmed that they're going to be in Sword and Shield. So this is something that is definitely causing a big stir in the community. I think many people are really mad because they really wanted to transfer their Pokemon over. So if you look at this chart, this is pretty much everything that has been confirmed so far. So there might be more additions, and I'm pretty sure there'll probably be more addition. Probably half of this poster will actually show that all the half Pokemon that are being made in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring all the legendaries. I doubt that they are gonna leave out the legendaries because I know people love the legendaries. I'm pretty sure that they might bring those back into the game and the mythicals and everything. I feel like they definitely are gonna bring back the legendaries as one of the Pokemon. And another thing that I think that they are bringing back is pretty much all the first generation Pokemon. It hasn't been confirmed, but I think that the first generation Pokemon are going to be all returning simply because Pokemon Let's Go had new models and everything. Some of them had new models. I heard that they were imported from Sun and Moon, but I'm pretty sure that since all the Pokemon from Generation 1, it only makes sense that they would allow all the Pokemon from Let's Go to go into Sword and Shield. So I think this chart, you could even probably say that all the Pokemon from Generation 1 will be returning, and obviously all the classics. That's my personal opinion, that I think they will be bringing back all of them, but you never know. They might surprise us with different ones. And I think they're going to probably bring all the starters. I think that's one of the most popular Pokemons as well that they're going to bring out. But who knows? We really don't have any information how many more confirmed Pokemon they're going to bring back. I'm still estimating probably like around 400 or 500 are the Pokemon that are going to come back. So what do I think about it? I think it's really crazy that they're not bringing all of them, but personally I really don't mind. That's my personal opinion. I know many people are gonna get mad. Well, you're not a real Pokemon player. I understand your guys' frustration that not bringing all the Pokemon is a pain, because you may have a Pokemon that's not going to return to Pokemon Sword and Shield that you have bred, and that you have gotten the best stats that you could have gotten in the previous generation of games, or even some Pokemon that bring you nostalgia, because ever since Ruby and Sapphire came out, you can manage to transfer all those Pokemon throughout the generations all the way to the 7th generation of the Pokemon games. So they may have come a long way, and a lot of people are wanting to lose their Pokemons from Ruby and Sapphire. Like, there's literally some people who are gotten their Pokemon from their Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire games all the way into the new generation. So I totally understand their frustration and why they wouldn't be able to transfer Pokemon that they've been breeding and that they've been on a journey since Ruby and Sapphire. It's definitely something, or even in the current generation or the past generation Pokemon games not so long ago, that they trained their Pokemon and spent countless hours in training them. So now I know that Game Freak is probably gonna be hearing all the backlash. I know the fans, they're pretty much aware that the fans are kind of really pissed at them for not allowing every single Pokemon to come back. So I'm pretty sure in the future, this is just a prediction. I'm not confirming anything, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna listen to the feedback that they're getting, that many people are really pissed that they're not able to bring their Pokemon back. So I think that is something they're gonna definitely probably do through updates. I don't know. Maybe if they do it through updates, they could, like, let's say we're gonna have this update this 1 month. We're gonna bring 30 new Pokemon. The next month we're gonna bring 60 new Pokemon, or next month after that 30 more Pokemon, 30 more mons and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they'll be bringing it back. Another thing that they may do in the future is that if they're gonna release like a third version of Pokemon Sword and Shield, or maybe like a continuation or alternate universe of these games, they might even go ahead and decide to add it on the next game that will come out next year. Who knows? Or maybe Diamond and Pearl Remake is gonna bring all the Pokemon back as well. Those are just predictions. Nothing has been confirmed by anyone or anybody, Game Freak or anything. The only thing is that they did indeed say that development was an issue, that they just didn't have enough time to model every single Pokemon or make it polish it out for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now you guys have to understand, Game Freak has been developing Pokemon games for like over 20 years. I know it's not an excuse for them not to bring the whole games, but they've been developing Pokemon for over 20 years, and believe it or not, Pokemon is now not their only game that they're focused. They're actually building another, they're actually making another game called Town, and I believe they're also developing another game for the Nintendo Switch that will be releasing later in the future. But as I've seen images and gameplay footage, I believe, of the game Town that's being developed by Game Freak, they're obviously putting their focus on that game as well as trying to polish it out. As you guys can see, a company like Game Freak, they're probably tired of making Pokemon games, so that's probably a main reason why their development. That's what one of them said in the interview, that their development just didn't have enough time to bring every single Pokemon to it. So that's probably a main reason why they didn't add every single Pokemon into Sword and Shield. Because they said it in an interview. I think it was during the Treehouse that they mentioned it. So that's probably a reason why they weren't able to bring all the Pokemon, because they're focusing their development teams. I know they have like several teams developing games, but they're probably focusing a little bit more time to develop their Pokemon. I mean, to develop their other video game that they're developing at the moment, because I mean they've been developing Pokemon for 20 years, guys. They might have lost creative juices or stuff like that. They just want to try out something new. So I would understand from a developer's perspective is that they're wanting to work on their new game, and they probably want to make it perfect so everybody can enjoy it. Their game Town, I believe, is the title. I think that would be one of the reasons why they said it before. They were working on a Pokemon game, but I mean, not their full focus was on the Pokemon game. So I think that's one of the main reasons why they're not allowing every Pokemon to be transferred over to Sword and Shield. But you know, the community always has a say. Super Mario Maker 2 has gotten online capabilities to play with your friends, which is something that the community was complaining about constantly. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come back with a more details about this, and they may say, well, we're gonna add it through updates, maybe a DLC or something. It would make sense for them to do some DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I highly doubt they will do DLC, to be honest. If it does come back, it'll probably be through updates. Because, I mean, you really can't just charge people for the previous Pokemon they owned in the previous game. So I'm pretty sure if they do decide to come out with more Pokemon in the future by updating Sword and Shield, they'll probably do it through updates. Because if you just piss off a whole community, they're going to be like, well, now I have to pay to bring over my Pokemon from the older games? I know the community would go get angry for that reason as well. So personally, I think DLC may be out of the question, but hey, maybe to rectify the situation, they will probably do updates. If they really decide if this is a big backlash for the people, which they're already getting all that negative attention. I mean, you go on Twitter, there's literally a lot of people already giving them negative attention. So I'm pretty sure they might do updates throughout the time. Maybe, heck, maybe they even start modeling out every Pokemon, and then when you get the game on release date, they might just go ahead and update the whole game to have every Pokemon available when Pokemon Home releases. Or maybe when Pokemon Home releases, they may even include the update to get all your Pokemon than they originally intended. Because Pokemon Home is coming out in 2020. It's not actually coming out in 2019. They never confirmed 2019 as a date for it to be released. So maybe they'll make an update for Pokemon Home when they'll still have a little bit of time to make that update when Pokemon Home. But Pokemon Home may be delayed if this happens because they're probably going to put more extra workings in making an update for the whole game entirely so everybody can bring their game back. So we don't know that much information, but as you guys can see in this chart, this is pretty much everything that has been confirmed through seeing the trailers and stuff in the trailer. Pokemon walking in the overworld and stuff. These are pretty much all the Pokemon has been confirmed. And like I said, Generation 1 may be one of the Pokemons that actually comes out in this game. Like, I just feel like Let's Go Generation 1. I feel like they would definitely allow those Pokemon to come back into the game. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. I think we should still get our hopes up that we'll eventually be able to get the Pokemon. I mean, I don't think they're gonna take this negative attention well, so they're probably gonna try to rectify the whole situation. Maybe Nintendo sends some more development teams to help them out to model everything before the game comes out. Who knows? It might be a possibility, but I feel like I know I'm not a super competitive player. I mean, I love Pokemon. I play Pokemon games, and I spend a good deal amount of time playing them. And personally, in my opinion, yeah, I mean, I could wait if they rectify this situation later. I could wait. I don't know. I'm a casual player, and I'm also kind of like a little bit competitive, but not super competitive. So for a casual person, it might not be a big deal. I know many people are mentioning, oh well, in the Unova region games, you could actually have only catch that region's Pokemon, but I mean, it was in the data. The Pokemon were in the data. You could still trade your Pokemon from older games over to the Unova games, which was Pokemon Black and White. You could still trade over the older Pokemon, and that's another thing that people were mentioning about. But I mean, if Game Freak is really in a situation where they just don't have the resources or the extra development teams to make all these models, it has to be a little bit understandable, and I'm pretty sure they will definitely make updates. It's just a negative feedback that they've been getting. I feel like they're definitely going to make updates in the future to try to rectify the situation for the whole community. We might just need to give them some additional time, but you know, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen next? Are we even getting Diamond and Pearl remake soon? Who knows? That's probably like 2 years away. Who knows if they're even gonna do the yearly Pokemon thing? I mean, with developing other games, we might even wait till like after Sword and Shield. We might even have to wait like 2 more years for another Pokemon game. It might not even be a yearly cycle anymore where they release a new Pokemon game every year. It might be like every 2 years or so. It all depends on how they're milking the franchise, I would say. But you know, they're developing other games. That may be a reason why they didn't bring every Pokemon back. And I know. My final opinion, yeah, it sucks. But I mean, sometimes I have to understand their side as well. But yeah, I can understand why you guys are mad that you can't bring all your older Pokemon back into it. So let me know in the comment section what you think, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and comment, and peace out, guys.